happy day or night, wherever you are and whatever that looks like. And if you are not feeling very happy, it's okay to not be okay. I'm sending you love wherever you are and whatever you're feeling. I wanted to hop on today. It's a snow day. Well, I mean, let's face it, it's January in northern New York, so every day is kind of a snow day. Also, we homeschool. But it's literally a snow day in the North Country, so the tiny humans are building a snow fort with the dogs, and I have a couple of minutes because I've already taken all the pictures and, mommed out over it. I wanted to share something with you guys. I have this book. When I was going through a very hard time in my life, a dear, lovely friend of mine named Rhea, we worked together at Borders down in the city area where I used to live. It being Borders, what's the prescription? Some love and a book, obviously. And if you know me, you know how I feel about books. Literally walking around my house, you'll see we've run out of shelves and the books line the walls about knee-high, taller in some places. I have thousands in my library. It's just what we do. So Rhea speaks my language, and she shared a book with me, and it is called Hope for the Flowers, Words and Pictures by Trina, Paulus. It was one of the single most lovely gestures someone has made for me, seeing me in a time of need and unconditionally loving me and giving me inspiration and hope. And I wanted to share a page out of here with you. And maybe someday I'll tell you about that time period in my life. It does have to do with my cat surviving an apartment fire. It was not the best time in my life. I was not the best version of myself. I was kind of swirling out in space, trying to figure out who I was and what that looked like, and going through hard times. So, I'm sure everybody has times in their lives where they are, feeling a little hopeless. So, I wanted to share a page out of here with you. I will be sharing some sections of my book as well, coming up soon, very soon. I have a section all outlined for you. But I just figured, this spoke to me today. Some little voice said, you know what? Go to that one page and share that. So it reads, "How does one become a butterfly?" she asked pensively. "You must want to fly so much that you are willing to give up being a caterpillar." "You mean to die?" asked Yellow, remembering the 3 who fell out of the sky. "Yes and no," he answered. "What looks like you will die, but what's really you will still live. Life is changed, not taken away. Isn't that different from those who die without ever becoming butterflies?" And I think this really speaks to the notion of releasing what no longer serves us, and allowing ourselves to feel what we feel, and then moving through it, making the active choice to become new self in this day, beside the pain, and knowing that it's not forever, that it's a part of the process of unfolding in your life. It's a part of what comes tomorrow. And you just hold on and trust the process. And that's a really hard thing to do sometimes when you feel like you're swirling out in space, and or you're grieving, and or you just don't even know anymore. But I feel like that quote also about when a seed is planted, it can look like utter destruction to the untrained eye. When the seed splits open, it cracks, it looks like the end. And so that little green shoot comes out of it and signifies growth, new life, and new beginnings. And if we resist because it hurts, it just takes a bit longer. But as long as you know, and here I am telling you, so now you can know that it's okay. It's a part of the process. When it feels like you're coming undone, when it feels like you don't even know what to do next, just keep going. Right foot, left foot. And people say chin up. Nah, feel what you're feeling and just know that it's not forever. And if you can relax into that notion, it will all settle sooner, easier, and more peacefully for you, around you, leading you into where you're going. It doesn't mean that we leave behind those that we love or lost. It just means that things change. And for you, that's necessary. It is. Because if you think about your pain, you don't want to stay there forever. And I know sometimes, and we'll talk about this a lot more when we get to water, the element. But you feel like if you start crying, you're never going to stop. If you feel like you're going to start feeling all of these feelings that you've stuffed down for so long that you don't know how you're going to be able to feel anything else. I'm here to tell you, I promise that's not the case. You will feel again. You are already rising. You just don't realize it. And the more you release your attachment to the pain and the old story and the loss, it doesn't mean you stop talking about who or what you lost. It doesn't mean that you stop commemorating and loving whoever or whatever that was. It just means that you don't let it bind you up anymore. You don't bind yourself up with it anymore. That you say, I don't really like this. Kind of feels a little icky. I'm not a fan. I don't want to grieve my person or that life or whatever, but the more I just allow myself to be, the more I can feel at peace. You are not your pain. Okay? Your emotions and your feelings are valid, but they aren't permanent. So, I hope that gives you a little bit of hope today. And again, if you wanted to check out the book or order it, it's called Hope for the Flowers by Trina, Paulus. Take care of yourselves and each other.